week's election. They are certainly a watershed, and it is very welcome that the Obama side has been defeated. And again, the short-term tactical perspective, and perhaps even into the medium term that we're trying to use here, is one of gridlock. Stop Obama from escalating the Afghan war. Stop these health bills, because all of them are going to destroy Medicare, in effect. Stop this cap-and-trade monstrosity, but don't let the Republicans push through their bankrupt and predatory proposals either. We're in a terrible situation where we basically landed here because we've got Obama usurping the progressive causes with which he has precious little connection. We've got a Wall Street puppet in the White House who masquerades as the leader of leftist progressives, the broad middle ground. He's none of that. He's a Wall Street puppet. He's an agent of finance capital. And you can look in Obama, the Postmodern Coup, Barack H. Obama, the Unauthorized Biography. Look for them at tarpley.net, along with Surviving the Cataclysm, also at tarpley.net, to get the details on this. But now we've reached a point of inflection. These defeats of the Obama side are worse than what happened in 1993 on the verge of the reactionary Republican Newt Gingrich takeover of the Congress, right? The contract on America. So it's very ominous for Democrats next year. You'd think that some of them would decide to not walk the plank and fall on their swords for Pelosi, Reid, and Obama. That will show. We also have to point out that these results are already in before we get the full impact of the Afghanistan betrayal by Obama on his base and the healthcare betrayal. All of that has not yet been completely digested. Remember the Obama pattern: to disappoint his base, to betray his base openly, and then to attack his own base. That's what goes on. So the Afghanistan healthcare and other results will further demoralize the Obama base. The lemmings and Kool-Aid drinkers will be scattered. Obama is firmly on track as the new Carter. His fall in the public opinion polls, if anything, has been faster. And I guess worth stressing for our listeners, there has been no party realignment with Obama. Remember this question of the 30 to 40 year cycles, right? We had the cycle from 1968 to 2008, essentially a 40-year cycle would be a reactionary Republican cycle, right? From 1968 to 2008, you've had 7 Republican presidential terms, 3 Democrats, Carter plus 2 Clinton, and the rest all Republicans. So that constitutes a cycle. It would have been normal for the year 2008 to point a way out of this, but this has not been done. And we can see it that the Obama campaign was a personality cult. It was a fruit of hysteria, manipulation. It was a people power coup, a velvet revolution, a postmodern coup. But this cannot then be transferred. And we see in places like Ukraine and Georgia that the demagogues who are the beneficiaries and protagonists of people power coups don't fare well in the successive years. The people power coup allows you to seize power, but it is not a basis of governing. And this is what Obama now finds. Hope and change, of course, again, everybody projects whatever they want. They're all hysterical. But then as soon as the concrete decisions come, this begins to evaporate. So Obama, again, declining further, and I'm sure will decline even further. There is no party realignment. There is no visible formula in the Electoral College for the future. And the Democrats are kidding themselves on their side. The Republicans also. Maybe, people like Peter Schiff, the hedge fund operator who's running in Connecticut. He's boasting that he's got more money than Dodd. Well, that's going some, isn't it? More money than Dodd, more money than the Republican, I think his name is Simmons. The idea there seems to be, well, Hoffman did fairly well. Maybe somebody with this right-wing coloration could do well in Connecticut. I really don't think so, because the questions will be, tell us, Mr. Schiff, what is your plan for strengthening Social Security? And if he speaks honestly, he'll say, well, to abolish it. Same thing for Medicare and so forth. The culture of dependency, I think he's called it in some of his interviews. Well, that will not fly well in a state like Connecticut. So the Obama Organizing for America, the Organizing for Obama or for America, has proven to be relatively impotent. Obama cannot really turn out his base. And again, the infatuation and fascination with Obama as a personality doesn't transfer to other Democratic candidates, and it doesn't last if Obama is not there. So Obama is not FDR. He's the anti-Franklin D. Roosevelt. His programs are the anti-New Deal. The New Deal was an attack on entrenched Wall Street privilege. Obama is the embodiment, the personification of entrenched Wall Street privilege. Let me also add, concerning this demonstration that took place, this was also pushed by Glenn Beck and Fox News, and I came across a very good film clip on the internet, Alex Jones pointing out that Glenn Beck is Benedict Arnold. Right on, Alex. Glenn Beck is Benedict Arnold, Jefferson Davis, right, Alexander Stevens, Howell Cobb, Robert Toombs, and every other traitor rolled into one. Is this a guy who voted for the bailout? Glenn Beck voted for the bailout. Glenn Beck supports the Patriot Act. He says you've got to learn to take your shoes off before the plane hits the tower. A lot of people have noticed the parallels between Glenn Beck and the Andy Griffith character in the very interesting 1950s movie A Face in the Crowd. And the idea is you get a cultural populist with homespun ways on television. He begins to get success as a demagogue, and he becomes a megalomaniac. That was Lonesome Rhodes, but I think we can now call him Shoeless Rhodes, Shoeless Glenn Beck, like Shoeless Joe Jackson, the old ball player. I would urge the Tea Party people, check, of those Republicans who came to speak to you on the west front of the Capitol on Thursday, how many of those fakers had voted for the bailout? And I stress bailout, the money for Wall Street, the money that had absolutely no positive element in it, a complete waste and giveaway. Stimulus, again, my count, about $300 billion of the stimulus was fine. It was what we needed. It's the other part and the fact that it was too small that makes a difference. So the potential is there that the Democrats will lose one house or two houses of Congress next time around, especially if unemployment remains over 10%. Back in a minute.